There's a certain kind of woman who drives men absolutely wild, not because of how she looks, but because of how she makes them feel. It's the way she walks into a room with quiet confidence, the way she smiles like she knows something you don't, the way she listens, laughs, and loves without losing herself. She doesn't chase attention, she commands it. And once you meet a woman like that, you never forget her. The confident calm is one of the most magnetic and quietly powerful traits a woman can possess. It's not about walking into a room and demanding attention. It's about walking in with the kind of ease that makes people stop and notice without you even trying. This kind of confidence doesn't scream, it whispers. It's that unshakable sense of self that radiates from the inside out, the feeling that you know who you are, what you bring to the table, and you're not in any rush to prove it to anyone. When a woman carries herself with that calm assurance, men feel it instantly. It's not arrogance, it's presence, and presence is electric. Men are drawn to women who seem grounded, women who aren't easily swayed by opinions or by the need to impress. There's something incredibly attractive about someone who seems comfortable in her own skin, who doesn't need validation to feel valuable. A woman with the confident calm doesn't chase attention. She attracts it naturally because her energy says, "I'm enough." When she speaks, she doesn't rush her words. When she listens, she's fully there. Her stillness has power because it comes from knowing her worth. That sense of inner balance is what makes a man lean in closer. He wants to understand her, to feel that peace she carries. This kind of confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from acceptance. A woman who has learned to embrace her flaws, her past, her quirks, and her individuality radiates a quiet strength. She doesn't compare herself to others because she's too focused on living in her own truth. She understands that confidence is not a performance. It's an energy that flows from self-respect. Even in moments of silence, she speaks volumes. Men feel safe around that energy because it's steady, grounded, and real. It makes them feel like they've met someone who doesn't just float through life, she owns her space in it. The confident calm also shows up in how she reacts. She doesn't panic when someone pulls away, she doesn't chase when something feels uncertain, and she doesn't crumble when things don't go as planned. Instead, she trusts that everything meant for her will come in its time. That emotional steadiness is intoxicating to a man because it communicates something powerful. She can't be shaken by external chaos. Her peace is self-generated. There's a natural allure in that balance, the way she smiles with quiet certainty, the way she walks without hurrying, the way her eyes meet yours without fear. That calm confidence says she's not looking for someone to complete her, she's already whole. She doesn't beg for attention or approval, and that makes people want to give it to her even more. She's like still water, calm on the surface, but deep enough to draw you in. The confident calm isn't about being untouchable, it's about being unbothered. It's a woman's way of saying, "I know my value and I don't need to shout it." The playful tease is one of the most enchanting and irresistible expressions of feminine charm. It's not about manipulation or games, it's about energy, connection, and the art of creating tension that feels exciting rather than confusing. When a woman knows how to playfully tease, she brings lightness into the moment. She turns an ordinary interaction into something electric. A playful tease isn't about trying too hard to be sexy. It's about enjoying the space between two people, the smiles, the glances, the witty exchanges that make the air buzz with chemistry. It's that moment when she says something clever, raises an eyebrow, or gives a mischievous smile that says, "I see you," without having to say anything more. Men are drawn to that playfulness because it activates something instinctive, a sense of fun, spontaneity, and chase. A woman who teases playfully isn't putting on an act. She's simply comfortable enough to be lighthearted. She's not afraid of being a little cheeky, of throwing a playful comment that challenges him just a bit, but in a way that feels warm and inviting. It's like a dance of curiosity. She gives just enough to draw him in, but keeps enough mystery to keep him intrigued. That balance is what drives a man wild. It's not what she says, but how she says it, how her eyes linger for a moment too long, or how she laughs with genuine amusement instead of nervousness. The power of the playful tease lies in emotional confidence. It's the sign of a woman who's not afraid to express joy or to be seen having fun. When she's playful, she creates an environment where both people can drop their guard. Men are so used to formality, pressure, and expectations that when they meet a woman who brings humor and spontaneity, it feels like a breath of fresh air. The teasing becomes a bridge, a way of saying, I'm interested, but I'm not in a hurry, let's enjoy this. It's subtle flirtation mixed with self-assurance. She knows she doesn't need to over-explain or overcommit. Her energy already does the talking. A playful tease also shows emotional intelligence. She can sense the rhythm of a conversation. She knows when to push and when to pull back, when to laugh and when to soften. It's not cruel or dismissive, it's inclusive. She makes the other person feel seen, but she also keeps her own energy elevated. It's that lightness that draws men in because it reminds them that attraction should feel fun, not forced. When a woman teases playfully, she communicates that she's confident, emotionally open, and fully in the moment. It shows that she's not burdened by insecurity or fear of rejection. She's present, vibrant, and enjoying herself. That kind of energy is contagious. It makes a man feel more alive, more curious, more engaged. The playful tease doesn't chase validation. It creates connection. It's the spark that turns attraction into fascination, making a man feel like he's not just talking to someone beautiful, but someone unforgettable. The deep listener is a woman who stands out in a world where most people are too busy waiting for their turn to speak. There's something profoundly magnetic about someone who truly listens, not just with their ears, but with their presence. When a woman listens deeply, she creates a space that feels safe, warm, and deeply validating. She doesn't interrupt, doesn't rush to respond, and doesn't try to impress with her own stories. She's there in the moment, giving her full attention to the person in front of her. That kind of attention is rare, and men notice it instantly. It makes them feel seen, understood, and important in a way that few experiences ever do. A deep listener doesn't just hear words, she hears the emotions behind them. When a man speaks, she notices his tone, his hesitation, the meaning that lingers between his sentences. She's not just processing information, she's connecting emotionally. That quiet empathy is what makes her unforgettable. A man may not even realize why he feels drawn to her. He just knows that when he's around her, he feels lighter, more open, and more himself. That's the kind of connection that builds not only attraction, but trust. What makes this quality so powerful is that it reflects emotional maturity. A woman who can listen deeply isn't trying to control the conversation or make everything about her. She's confident enough in herself to let silence exist, to let someone else's voice take up space. That calm attention communicates strength, patience, and compassion. It tells a man that she values understanding over judgment, and in that moment, she becomes someone he can confide in, someone he wants to open up to more. When a woman listens like that, she's not just hearing his story, she's allowing him to feel significant, respected, and emotionally accepted. Men, just like women, crave to be understood, even if they rarely admit it. They want someone who gets them without constantly correcting or analyzing them. The deep listener gives that gift effortlessly. She listens not to fix, not to respond, but to connect. Her curiosity is genuine, her body language soft, and her response is thoughtful. She might nod gently, maintain eye contact, or smile at the right moment, and all of it tells him, I'm here, and what you're saying matters. That emotional presence has more impact than any grand gesture ever could. In a fast, distracted world where attention has become currency, being a deep listener is a superpower. It's not something loud or flashy, but it's incredibly attractive. It shows that she's centered, grounded, and emotionally intelligent. Her silence speaks volumes, her empathy draws people closer, and her ability to understand without judging creates a bond that feels rare and valuable. The deep listener doesn't compete for attention, she commands it through compassion. And that's why when she's gone, men remember how she made them feel, heard, respected, and completely seen. The feminine mystery is one of the most captivating and timeless qualities a woman can possess. It's not about secrecy or playing games. It's about depth, grace, and the art of revealing yourself slowly. A mysterious woman doesn't feel the need to expose every thought, emotion, or detail of her life all at once. She understands that true connection thrives on curiosity, not constant exposure. When a man meets her, he feels like he's discovered something rare, something layered, something worth exploring. Her mystery is not about what she hides, it's about what she holds sacred. She knows that not everything beautiful needs to be immediately understood, and that is exactly what keeps people drawn to her. This kind of woman carries an aura of quiet intrigue. She doesn't rush to fill silences, and she doesn't overshare to win attention. Her calmness, her subtle smile, the way she pauses before answering, all of it creates a rhythm that draws others in. Men are especially drawn to this kind of energy because it awakens their natural curiosity. They want to know more, to understand her world, to earn access to the parts of her that she doesn't show to just anyone. It's not manipulation, it's magnetism born from self-control and emotional depth. She lives from a place of inner fullness, not emptiness, and that's what makes her presence unforgettable. A mysterious woman knows that mystery is not distance, it's elegance. She's not cold or detached, she's selective. She chooses her words with intention and gives her attention with sincerity. When she laughs, it feels earned. When she opens up, it feels meaningful. People can sense that what they see is only a glimpse of the richness that lies beneath. That awareness creates anticipation, the kind that deepens attraction and makes every interaction feel significant. Her mystery comes from her depth, from the way she experiences life with awareness and emotion, yet never feels the need to broadcast every thought or feeling. She's not afraid of being misunderstood because she knows her truth doesn't need approval. That quiet confidence gives her a certain glow, a magnetism that says she's centered in herself. Men find this incredibly alluring because it's rare to meet someone who isn't trying to prove or perform. Her mystery invites discovery. It makes him want to know what inspires her, what moves her, what dreams lie behind her eyes. The more he learns, the more he realizes there's still more to uncover, and that endless curiosity keeps the connection alive. In her mystery lies her power. She understands that giving everything too soon diminishes the magic, that the beauty of connection lies in gradual revelation. She doesn't hide to protect herself. She unfolds like art, one stroke at a time. She knows that people value what they earn, and by letting someone experience her in layers, she keeps the spark alive. The feminine mystery is not about confusion, it's about mastery, the mastery of energy, emotion, and timing. And that is what makes her unforgettable, the woman who doesn't just attract attention, but leaves an impression that lingers long after she's gone. The emotional freedom of a woman is one of the most powerful and attractive qualities she can embody. It's the energy of someone who has learned to create her own happiness, someone who doesn't depend on external approval or validation to feel fulfilled. A woman with emotional freedom radiates peace because she's not constantly seeking permission to be herself. She allows her emotions to flow, but she doesn't let them control her. She can feel deeply without becoming lost in the feeling. That balance between vulnerability and self-control makes her magnetic. Men sense it immediately, the lightness, the calm joy, the sense that she's already whole. She doesn't chase, she attracts, not because she's playing hard to get, but because her energy says, I'm complete on my own. Emotional freedom shows up in the way she carries herself through life. She's not afraid to express joy, laughter, or excitement, but she's also unafraid to stand alone when things get tough. Her emotions are not weapons or tools of manipulation. They are part of her truth, and she embraces them with maturity. When something bothers her, she addresses it honestly rather than suppressing or dramatizing it. That emotional clarity makes her easy to connect with and hard to forget. Men are drawn to this because she doesn't bring chaos. She brings stability that feels freeing, not heavy. Being around her doesn't feel like walking on eggshells. It feels like breathing fresh air. A woman with emotional freedom doesn't need someone to rescue her from loneliness because she has learned to enjoy her own company. She's not chasing relationships out of fear of being alone. She's choosing them from a place of abundance. She understands that love is not about filling a void, it's about sharing energy. Her independence doesn't mean she rejects connection. It means she values it enough not to cling. She can give love without losing herself and receive love without doubting her worth. That kind of emotional maturity makes her irresistible because it shows strength, confidence, and balance. Men find this quality intoxicating because it breaks the old patterns of neediness or emotional dependence. A woman with emotional freedom doesn't make demands born from insecurity. She doesn't play games to test affection. Instead, she inspires loyalty through her peace. Her happiness isn't conditional, it's self-sustained. When she smiles, it's real. When she loves, it's generous but never desperate. That grounded happiness makes others want to be part of her world. Her emotional freedom is the result of self-awareness and healing. She's faced disappointment, rejection, and loss, but instead of letting them define her, she's learned from them. She's turned pain into wisdom, and that wisdom into confidence. She knows that her worth isn't determined by who stays or who leaves. That sense of inner stability is captivating because it's rare. A woman who can remain joyful in uncertainty, peaceful in solitude, and loving without attachment is a force of nature. Her presence doesn't demand attention, it commands respect. She's the kind of woman who doesn't just attract love, she elevates it.